I always wanted to be on the police force, to get in on the action that the officers in my city were so often acclaimed for, to revel in the spotlight of cracking open a case and watching it spill out all over the news and airwaves. So imagine my disappointment when, instead of ending up in a speedy cruiser with a badge and a gun, I ended up at a desk answering the calls made for the exact people I wanted to be. Yep, I ended up as a dispatcher. I mean, it's not all bad. There's honestly more action in it than most would think, believe me. I've had calls that have made my blood run ice cold, ranging from desperate pleas of groan, men on the brink of suicide, to hushed whispers of kidnapped women, attempting to escape their captor. However, I don't believe I've ever experienced a call quite as haunting as the one I'll tell you about now. You see, most of the calls I get are from adults. I'm talking between the ages of 15 and 100, so the sinking feeling in my chest when I heard the voice of a child, no older than 8, on the other end was nearly tangible. 911, what is the location of your emergency? Hello? Hi there, buddy, what's going on? Is this the police? I'm who sends the police. Can you tell me where you are? The drawn-out childlike ignorance stirred some true frustration, but I managed to stay professional. Okay, so, I'm at my house. Okay, buddy, let me ask this. Why do you think you need the police? I asked a little satirically. Okay. I think there's a man in my closet and my mom said that the police help when there's a bad man. I paused for a brief second. Bad man in your closet, huh? I asked. Did you tell your parents about this bad man? Mommy and Daddy are asleep right now, he whispered. Confident that I was being subject to this kid's nightmare, I rolled my eyes a bit. And you're absolutely sure there's a man in your closet? I asked with a bit of a sigh. Well, I don't think he's in there anymore, the kid said, a hint of confusion in his voice. So he's gone now? You just imagined a monster in the closet? I asked, annoyed. No, he's not gone. He's not in the closet anymore. My blood ran cold at this. So you saw the man leave the closet? I asked with more urgency in my voice. Yes, sir. I saw him in the closet. He was smiling at me with his big, sharp teeth, the boy enunciated. Okay, listen to me very carefully, all right, buddy? I need you to go give the phone to your parents. Can you do that for me? Let me talk to them about this bad man. I can't, he whined. That's where the bad man just went. Okay, buddy, can you please tell me any sort of landmarks near your house? Any gas stations, stores, or any particular tree that looks funny? The line grew silent for a moment. You there, buddy? I asked. Oh, I know. Do you know what a quick trip is? My head fell into my hands, completely defeated. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. Do you live near a quick trip? Yeah, it's the one with the messed up letter. It looks like a trip, he laughed. Finally, a glimmer of hope. Perfect, buddy, I know that one. Is there anything else you could tell me? Color of your house? Suddenly, the sounds of screams flooded the other end of the line. I heard what I assumed was the boy's mother scream, the most blood-curdling scream I had ever heard, followed by the sounds of the father screaming, "Who are you? How did you get in my—" Before the voice disintegrated into disgusting gurgling noises. The boy began to sob and cry for his mommy and daddy, and I screamed into the receiver for him to hide as quickly as possible. Hearing shuffling on the other end as the boy dove under the covers, I began to plead. Plead with the boy, plead with God, plead with whoever would listen. Please, please let me find this child. Come on, buddy, I need you to think really hard, okay? It is incredibly important that I know where you are, all right? Please, please tell me anything you can. Through tears and whimpers, the boy muttered, "We're the house with the blue mailbox." That was enough as I dispatched officers to the region. Okay, blue mailbox, perfect. Do you know what color your door is? It's red, he whispered, barely audibly. Perfect, buddy, absolutely perfect. I've got officers on the way right now, okay? What I need you to do for me is stay as quiet as you can. Can you do that for me? Through sniffles, he managed to get out a pitiful before the rapid sound of footsteps was heard, sprinting toward the bedroom. The boy's breathing became heavy and sporadic as I tried to calm him, tried to tell him that everything would be all right. Just before reaching the bedroom door, the footsteps slowed to a tiptoe, like the patter of an arachnid crawling across hardwood. The boy's crying became louder and louder as I begged him to stay quiet. All of a sudden, the sound of sirens was heard on the other end, and a wave of relief washed over my heart. "Do you hear that, buddy?" I asked frantically. The line remained completely silent, aside from the single creak of the floorboard, before I screamed into the receiver for the boy to run, to make a mad dash as fast as he could out of the room, just to give him some time for the police to arrive, to get out of the room where he would die. The final thing I heard on the other end of the line was the sound of the boy springing up from the bed, before a taunting gasp escaped his precious lungs. The line then fell dead. The next time I heard of this boy and his family was in the next day's evening news. "Family found murdered in home" was the headline. Videos showed that 3 body bags were removed from a townhome. Sources claim the family was mauled one by one as they slept, and that the son had been found completely broken and slashed. I was absolutely and utterly dismayed. I didn't sleep, I couldn't eat, and no matter how hard I tried, I could not get the sound of that boy's words out of my head. My mom said that the police help when there's a bad man. What a cruel joke.